Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. Our top story takes us across the country to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the latest focus of the federal government's immigration crackdown under the Trump administration. DHS has confirmed today they are surging law enforcement there, quote, to ensure Americans are safe and public safety threats are removed. Local leaders preparing days in advance for the operation.
No one here is called in the National Guard. No one here is called in Border Patrol. We know how to take care of our city. We know how to protect our city, and we simply do not need them here.
Today, hundreds gathered in protest, bracing for more action as officials urge calm. And there's a growing impact locally to the Trump administration's escalated immigration enforcement. And a Aloha restaurant says business has dramatically dropped in the wake of increased immigration enforcement in recent months. Jake Holter has that story.
The owner of Tapatio Mexican restaurant says they've been here in Aloha since 2002 and have always had steady business until about 2 months ago when the customers dried up.
I mean, it's been terrible for us. The sales dropped like half or even probably more.
Fabian Santana owns and operates Tapatio Mexican restaurant, which he says is a popular spot for the local Hispanic community.
A lot of guys from business like construction or landscapers, they come and have lunch with us here, and they watch the European leagues, like European soccer. But lately, they disappear. They are just afraid to come out.
Santana says since immigration enforcement has increased, people are hesitant to be out in the community, and some of his customers are seeing family members detained.
A couple days ago, there was a lady in the bar playing the poker machines, and she received a phone call, and she just came out crying because her husband got caught and sent to a Tacoma, and she didn't know what to do.
Santana says he hasn't had to let any of his staff go, but with business drying up, he doesn't know how much longer he can sustain.
I'm afraid. Because, I mean, as a business owner, if the sales cut by half before long, you're not going to be able to run the place. You know, and like I can do certain things as a business administrator, like cut hours on employees, but I know they come to work because they need to. So far, I haven't cut any hours because I'll be affecting them too.
And he says it's not just Tapatio, but other restaurants, particularly Mexican restaurants, are also seeing less business.
Just a few days back, I went to get my groceries from Restaurant Depot, and one of the employees asked me, "Hey, how's business?" And I look at the person, and she goes, "Same as everybody else?" And I said, "Exactly." You know, and I asked them, "Have you noticed the impact?" They said, "Oh yeah, it's been terrible." So we're all in the same boat.
Santana adds he has not seen any immigration agents near his business. Jake Holter, KGW News.
All new at 11 tonight, a local group of pastors invited the community to gather in Northeast Portland for a prayer vigil. It was held at Allen Temple CME Church. Organizers called it their next step of community action in response to concerns about health care, actions by the Trump administration, and federal budget cuts. Some of the pastors told us part of their focus tonight was to bring people together across denominations and unite under the power of prayer.
Prayer was what got us through slavery. Prayer got us through Jim Crow. Prayer got us through many lynching and trials and difficult. Prayer helped reshape this nation during the 1960s.
Well, they also remarked on how they haven't seen a united front in Portland like this since 9/11, from the people to the leaders representing them at all levels. All right, let's take a live look out over Portland right now. A much different look than we saw earlier this evening. That's supposed to be the skyline of the city right there. You can't see it because of all the fog out there. We saw a dry day for most of us to start off our weekend, but things could be changing heading into Sunday. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here to let us know when we could see some rain moving in, Joe.
Well, John, I want to talk about now, and now is the fog. You know, during our 8 o'clock special KGW edition, you know, we're still looking at basically clear skies in Southwest Washington. We showed you the Vancouver camera and the one in Portland. Now we're starting to see some fog roll in it. It's going to be dense in a few locations. Visibility is down to 3/4 of a mile in Portland. You go along the Oregon coast, it's very dense. There's no advisories yet, but if you're watching along the Oregon Oregon coast. Just expect to see some very thick clouds starting tomorrow, and that's what we're going to be seeing right now. Here's a look at our downtown Portland camera. Temperature of 52 degrees at this hour, and the clouds will be kind of sticking around into tomorrow morning as well, but we stay dry a good portion of the morning hours on your Sunday. Very mild conditions earlier this afternoon, thanks in part to that ridge of high pressure. Brought in temperatures right around 60 degrees. Not a lot of sunshine with that ridge of high pressure, but still, nonetheless, we did see some mild conditions earlier today. So tomorrow looks like this. We'll basically start off dry. Expect to see some dense fog at times by 11 to 1 o'clock. That's kind of that window where we'll start to see the rain showers roll in. And once we do, we'll be looking at some kind of a drippy afternoon, but rainfall amounts, John, will be on the lighter side. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you soon. Let's get to your national headlines tonight. The president has rolled back tariffs on more than 200 food items, including coffee, cocoa, bananas, and certain beef products. The move comes as prices have gone up at grocery stores. Some distributors of beef, coffee, and other food items raised their prices earlier this year when tariffs took effect. Another baby in Washington has been diagnosed with suspected infant botulism. This is the second case in Washington, with 2 more confirmed cases here in Oregon. An outbreak across the U.S. is being linked to the By Heart baby formula. The brand issued a nationwide recall of its whole nutrition infant formula earlier this week. As of this morning, cases have been linked to at least 23 babies in 13 states. Today, the FAA gave the green light for more air traffic, but airlines are still being told they'll have to cancel 3% of their flights at 40 major airports across the country. Flight restrictions were reduced to 6% during the shutdown because there weren't enough air traffic controllers to operate safely. At PDX, 5 flights were canceled today. So far, there is just 1 flight delayed for Sunday. A bill approved by Congress to reopen the government may also have dealt a big blow to an Oregon industry. Tucked into that spending bill was a provision to restrict hemp products that contain THC. Congress legalized the sale of hemp products in 2018, but the definition was so broad it created a loophole that allowed some products to contain enough THC to get users high. Hemp products will now be capped to just a fraction of what's in nearly all products on the market today. One hemp producer says the bill makes it impossible for his business to comply.
The plant, as it grows naturally, has a very, very small amount of THC. Most of it's been bred out of it, but it's there. What this legislation is asking us to do is eliminate all of it.
The change takes effect next year. It's important to note that these regulations do not apply to marijuana products, which are regulated at the state level. Check this out. It was a special celebration today at Providence Park. For the first time since 2018, the Portland State Vikings held their homecoming football game here. Before the game, a sea of green and white overtook the stadium as fans marched in alongside students, staff, and alums.
Master students, yeah.
Winner last year of our grad program.
I'm at my old alma mater, Portland State, 2001 to 2003, so it is what it is. Stadium looks good, good beer, and I'm up in the box.
People showed up.
So true.
It's beautiful. It's like fit for all Portland sports activities.
Well, the team wasn't able to pull off a big upset win today against the Montana Grizzlies. They're one of the best teams in the country at that level, but fans from both sides appear to enjoy the location of the game.